recording at Undercity Comics. This is Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 237. I'm Sean.
This is Bryan.
Rene.
And welcome to the show.
How much did you almost forget the number, even after we told you?
I wanted to do the long.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I'm like, did you forget, even though we
He
told
wanted
you?
to do the Nick thing.
No,
The Nick, no, he can't because it's 7 was already in the issue. Yeah, he would have been like, if it was issue
777.
issue 7.
Just panics.
I like 7. I don't know why.
So hold
It's a
up,
thing.
hold up. Let's get this out of the. You might want to remove the thing that's on top of your head.
Damn it. I forgot it was there.
It's okay. We'll leave it up to the editor to fix it in post.
The attempt happened. There was an attempt.
And the bottle cap.
If you guys are listening, he flicked the bottle cap
did.
straight at Bryan.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Check out our socials, Instagram, Facebook, and xmen.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/keepingupwiththenerds. And check out our audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean, now on youtube.com as well for YouTube music.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Noel. I'm going to keep saying it until you acknowledge it.
Acknowledge it.
Acknowledge me in the comments. Thank you. Thank you, Sean, for that. Thank you for picking up on that. How have you guys been this week? Yeah?
Still here. Yeah.
Yeah? You confused? Out of it?
What?
Okay, that's 2 already in a row.
What?
No, a couple changes that I want to talk about real quick with the audiences. If you guys notice on the YouTube channel, on the description right at the top, we are crediting now people that are working on did you forget to record?
No, he's just adjusting.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm like, did you forget to record
Just
my
a quick
camera?
little adjust. Keep doing what you're doing.
No,
So
don't acknowledge.
I was afraid. Shh. Okay. Anyone who edits any video podcast on the channel will now be credited. This
Yes.
includes the skits and other videos like interviews. All the credits will begin at the top. Reason being, Sean did an exceptional job last week.
Did a great job with the podcast.
And the one thing I'm noticing as a producer of the show is that everyone who is editing is having their own editing styles. So if you guys can, go ahead, leave in the comments down below.
Who does a better job?
No.
Is that
What happened to the...
We'll have a poll at the end of the year.
we all work together.
We'll have a poll at the end of the
No,
year.
that's not the
Let
point.
the fans decide.
Just, you know what? How about people can just comment down below what they liked about the episodes? That's it. I'm not saying one
feel
editing
like-
style is
I'm
better
a
than the other.
trendsetter.
I
I
like-
set the trend. I set the
feel
bar.
like-
Oh my god!
I feel like it's a double-edged sword.
So
I feel
here's the thing. If Sean wants to play that game, he just started editing like a couple months ago.
I'll make things difficult.
Exactly. You can make
early
it difficult.
stages. I've been doing this for years.
Exactly.
So
That's
me
fine.
taking my
So
head
that way
off.
it was really easy.
So if you want to start a war, we can start a war.
You want to go to war? You want to go to war?
Hey, who's behind the chair? I can mute your mic at will.
Then
You want to
mute
go
it.
to war? You want to go? That's not the right one. I got another one.
My mic's really hot.
That was super hot.
Yeah. That's why I had to kind of like adjust it. Yeah.
Sorry to
How's
your
that,
audio
Rene?
listeners.
Still pick me up right now.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah. It's gonna still pick me up.
Or is this
Yeah,
ASMR now?
yeah.
Wow, starting off the show well, huh?
Going to war.
Going to war.
You want to go to war?
I'm getting the boys.
You're gambling with cards. You're gambling with World War III. Yeah, you know.
I'm getting the boys. I'm gonna put the Death Star in his computer next time.
Why? The Death Star or the Star Killer?
No, it's called the Death Star.
Is the Death Star?
I put it on a flash drive and I put it in your computer. It gives me everything.
Oh, I forgot to tell you.
What?
When I connected my computer, when I got it back, I love how your face was literally my wallpaper.
I'm not gonna lie. I told you about that.
You forgot?
I kind of forgot.
You forgot. Okay, so for
'Cause
whatever.
you never brought it up, so I
No, because literally I saw I booted my computer and I just see your giant face like, and I'm like, okay, I thought I opened up the wrong computer. I'm like, what the hell did Nick just give me? I don't get this. I don't understand. And then it disappeared and I never found the photo. So that's why I never brought it up. But you saying, oh, I put a Trojan horse in your computer. I'm like, oh, that reminded me. That's cool. Thanks for that.
Don't leave me alone with technology.
Can we just, you know what? If I,
you have to monitor what
I'm
I'm
gonna say
doing.
this: if I ever became president of the United States, I'd put you as Secretary of Defense.
Oh, that's cool.
That would be fun. Could you imagine Nick as Secretary of the Defense?
I'd make some photos. It's fun.
It's not the photos that I'm concerned about. It's the fact that there's a big red button of nukes right in front of you.
Oh, yeah.
And I can just imagine you guys. Whatever you do, don't stop.
Give me the chief of foreign affairs.
Oh my god, that made me sweat, dude.
You know what? I'm just gonna.
But why is all our data still on floppy disks? We're in 2025.
I'm gonna put pom poms on top of the button, and then just put a cat in the room. And that way it just goes. And then I go, the cat started World War III.
I'm sorry.
That
What was I supposed to do? The cat was his own person. Yeah, what was that?
Mr. Whiskers started.
Mr. Whiskers was the
You know
one who
what?
started the war. I did not do anything.
I want it for the survivors. Because then the survivors have to tell this like story of like, oh, then Mr. Whiskers dropped the bombs.
They thought that Vault-Tec did it. They thought China did it.
It was Mr. Whiskers.
Can it be a tuxedo cat? I wanted to be a tuxedo cat.
And then as the bombs drop, he just
Okay.
it's just him staring out the window.
Wait, I'm just tuning in now. How did this conversation start?
Nick starts World War III. But
where did Mr. Whiskers? And I heard Donald Trump too.
No,
I was like, are you guys talking about like if Trump has a cat in the White House? Oh, yes, Mr. Whiskers, I love him alive. He's in the Oval Office.
I told him that if I was president of the U.S., I'd make Nick Secretary of Defense. And then he's like, oh, I would leak photos. I'm like, that's not the point. I would want you in front of a desk. I would put him in front of the desk that has the big red button for nukes.
and I went.
So here's all the buttons, but this big red button does. I was to say, don't press that big red button. Why? Why you still have your on it too? It's just like, why?
Do we do that as the skit instead?
That might be a funny
Because
skit.
I think that would be really funny if you went like that, and then you were like, and then you just pushing it twice doesn't turn it off.
Oh yeah, it's just like
He starts grabbing it.
So what I said is I go what I would do is I would put like pom poms and like a little thing on it so that way, and then put a cat in the room.
Yeah.
So that way the button's just there and the cat just.
I was gonna say if you press the button accidentally and then just do the Homer Simpson thing where it's just like pours something on the and just or get like a Coke bottle, be like, Coke did it.
No, because
Not only they did what they did, but now they started World War III.
I was telling him because then like the survivors they have to describe Mr. Whiskers.
So speaking
villainous
about
actions.
survivors, I don't know why. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you, I gotta get my mind out of the this video game spec thing, right? So when MJ got out of the hospital. Oh, by the way, since I was last on the show, MJ's not in NICU anymore. Mm-hmm. So we publicly posted.
She's home.
She's home. She's good. She's been home for, at this point, as of the release of the video, she would be a month old, and she's been at home for a week and a half or something like that. Anyways, when she exited the hospital.
T-shirt cannon or what? Are we getting T-shirt cannons?
Why would he get T-shirt cannons?
Why not?
Why not?
For what?
Your kid was born.
Yeah.
We get T-shirt cannons.
We can't make a big deal about that.
Okay, go ahead. Get the T-shirt cannons then. Get the confetti cannons.
You got a guy I know.
I was gonna say we could put her in the T-shirt.
What the heck? She would fit.
Oh, look, she's flying.
Yeah, just go like and then just shoot her towards like an inflatable. And then you just
towards a
dude. She can't
Let's
even
hope
have
she hits the inflatable.
No, she was leaving the hospital, and the first thing that came to mind was the beginning of every Fallout game after 3 after, where when you exit the vault and it's all super bright and you see the wasteland.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this picture perfect like place of the NICU where they take care of you and everything. She exits the hospital, bright lights, the wasteland. America in 2025, where the annoying orange rules.
I thought it was funny because because Monica told me, she was like, oh yeah, like Brian's video made me tear up because it was very cute. I was like, oh, good job.
Did it make people cry? I cried 3 times making it. My mom calls me. She's like, you're such a jerk. I'm like, why? Because you made me cry like several times watching the video.
It was the music. The music you added, because it's Fallout music. It's very sad.
What do you mean sad? It's a beautiful song. I cried. I like it.
It's
It's your song now.
It's a very pretty song.
It is a pretty song.
It's sad.
It's somber.
It's a very somber and sad song about like I couldn't continue without you. I'll blow my brains out if you ever leave. That's essentially what the song is saying.
So Andy, because when
It's a wild song.
you jerk, why'd you have to choose such a great song?
It's the thing of like you staring at your daughter, just going, "You'll never leave me. You're mine forever."
So Andy didn't know that was the song that was used for the first Fallout trailer.
Yes.
The TV show, and I'm like, yeah. But in the video that I released, when I showed the sounds of the apocalypse, the season sounds of the apocalypse, that song was playing, and that's when she smiled in the video. She was actually listening to that song. That's why I thought about it.
The only song that would have been funnier is if you would have put it to Mad World. And
Which
just
one?
The one from Gears.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ, dude. The Tony Darko song?
And then you do like, and then you just do like flashes of like of current events. Mad World.
I love how everyone refers to that song as the Gears one. We would refer to the Gears one. Everyone around me who doesn't play video games is Donnie
Awesome
Darko.
trailer. That's why.
It's a
Donnie
really
Darko for
good,
me.
but it is a really good trailer.
It is a good
It's
trailer.
solid trailer.
It is a good trailer.
It ends with I forgot his name.
Marcus?
I never played the game. That's why.
Really?
But,
They're
yeah,
solid games.
I've never had. Well, the only Xbox I had was just the first gen.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I just remember at the end of the trailer, he's just like shooting at a giant monster. And it's just
Oh.
that
Then you
song
don't see him.
playing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you should, if they ever go to PlayStation, which they might.
They would go to PC first.
No, because
Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
They're
You're
already
right.
on Game
they're
Pass.
already, well, they're talking about sending over Halo
Yeah.
to PlayStation. I would imagine Gears is next. So,
I know Gears 1 got a remaster. Did Gears 2 get a remaster?
no, not yet. But Gears 1 remaster is beautiful. I love that remaster. It's the solid games all the way through the Gears series.
Yeah.
Until you get to 5. We don't need to play 5.
4? I've got through. I can finish 4.
4 is okay.
I couldn't finish 4. I'm like 3/4 of the way done. I got
It's a
bored.
good, I do want D-Day, though. D-Day is going to be
Yeah.
sick.
Oh, that's right. They are making D-Day.
D-Day is coming out.
What? You were gonna say something?
I said prequel.
Oh, I thought you said well,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, not D-Day. E-Day. Sorry.
E-Day.
It's Emergence Day.
Day.
It's Emergence Day. My bad.
Damn, we know. No one corrected us.
It's a letter. It's right. They're right next to each other.
Oh my god. I'm just trying to find.
We got Crispies on the brain. It's fine.
I'm trying to find time to get back into video gaming, but I have to make a choice. Do I want to go back to Marvel Rivals or see if I can play something on the computer? Because now I have the 3070.
Try
So like,
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
You've been playing
I've
it.
been playing Cyberpunk,
Yeah.
Cyberpunk's good.
but
Why don't you
that's an
do it?
investment of time. That's it.
Or
True.
you make an investment and we could play some Baldur's Gate.
Actually, yeah, that would be fun.
Did it? Does it?
I'll play Baldur's Gate if we make a video series out of it.
I would.
I'm
I would
down.
Love that.
I'm in.
Cool.
I'm in. That means he has to get it too.
No. Doesn't.
Sorry,
The
buddy.
nerds get teleported.
It just
to the
means
sword
that your
coast.
videos won't be
Let's
as
go.
funny.
Because I'm not there.
Yeah, because I'm not there, so your
That's
videos
true.
won't be as funny.
I'm just saying in general, like
Yeah.
we gotta get a camera. We gotta do the whole shebang.
Oh no, I was just gonna say do voiceovers like Rooster Teeth used to do. Back
Oh,
in the day.
Oh,
yeah, we
yeah.
could.
Yeah.
Because I think
We're on Discord.
I think it also has a photo mode now too. Like it has its like cinematic mode now.
For Baldur's Gate.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, with their newest update, it's kind of.
Yeah, it's a big update.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I'm down for it.
it's a lot of fun.
I'm
and we
waiting
can-
for the summer sale, and then I'll consider it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Baldur's Gate is gonna be like $10.
That's fine. That's $10 less than I would be spending now.
Just don't buy.
What do I
diapers.
want to
That's
do?
it.
Be supportive of the games industry?
Well, I mean, you just don't.
Talarian, yeah, you want.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I do.
Larian's actually really good. Like, I would support the hell out of them.
Yeah.
What's the company that did the Marvel Rivals did it last week? But there was another company that did layoffs this week as well. It was like a major one. I don't know if it was Activision or
probably the people who did Dragon Age.
maybe.
Was it BioWare?
BioWare, yeah.
So
the
my
BioWare
question,
studio was going to shut down. Montreal, I think it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
my biggest question regarding the
They're,
games
they're
industry right
definitely
now
the next to go.
is that the games industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Hey, real quick, do you want to do the which are you can find us at?
I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Renee
god,
did that.
I got.
Yeah, Coke in the brain.
Yeah.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and every week it sounds like we're getting news about layoffs.
You know why? Because the games aren't making money.
No, they're making money.
No, they're not.
Not to
Then
meet
where's the
quota.
multi-billion-dollar?
From the
Part
government.
coming from?
They're not
Government
making.
funding.
They're not making quota.
BlackRock helps funds games, games that mainly check boxes. The government funds those games.
Oh,
because-
Ubisoft. Which I think Ubisoft also has a contract too.
with BlackRock.
Yeah, they have a contract for which I think it's like war simulators.
Why
And
is
drone-
BlackRock
and drone
funding video
simulations.
games? I just find that really weird. This company, this foundation that has their pockets in everything and everyone.
Ubisoft makes drone simulators. That's why they do it. They do an entire like setup for drones.
Yeah, that could be something
For dro-
different then. But if they're dumping it also into video game development, then that raises questions.
I do want to talk about it because we'll get to comic strips, but one of the first notes there, I do want to go in depth about it because I was watching a YouTube video by John Austin Plays, I think is what it's on the note on there, but he does talk about Pokemon Champions and its development and how it could potentially lead into something industry or something different. And it made me think about like how the industry hasn't necessarily evolved in like the last 10 years. We're getting a bunch of layoffs and most of these good games are coming outside of America or like companies that have association in America. Because technically speaking,
They're hiring-
Ubisoft is French.
Yeah.
It's not American.
No.
But they have Canadian offices. They have American offices
Same thing
as well.
with Sony.
Sony has Sony Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I said it last week. China's doing this mass exodus from the Western gaming companies. They don't want to put money into us because we don't really put out quality. It's not worth the investment.
The other thing is that we have too many regulations
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to employment. When it comes to our
that never seems to have been a problem before, though.
But it's gotten more extreme over the years.
Yeah, but it's not a bad thing because those regulations help people keep jobs and not starve to death.
When the only thing though is that some people abuse the regulations and they turn in subpar work.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
I can absolutely see the Chinese and also the Japanese markets not being okay with that.
Yeah.
Sony Japan is trying to separate completely. I think they actually already did fire the
Seattle team? Or what are you talking about?
The CEO of Sony America.
Yeah,
He's no longer. He's still, I think, like CFO, or he has a different position now.
Yeah.
But they.
Isn't he like outreach or something like that, or it was something?
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was like a huge demotion.
Yeah. And I mentioned months ago that there's this internal fight between them.
Do we go into comic strips and start talking about the news? Because there's a lot.
Yeah,
there's a lot. All right, let's go for it.
Comic strips, a portion of the show where we don't tend to tangent for more than 10 to 15 minutes, but we are.
This whole episode is comic strips.
Yeah, we're stripping for you guys this week, so.
All right,
Why'd your eyes light up? Like the moment he said we're stripping for you, and like your eyes woke up.
Yeah.
Do you want to? You're not getting your hat back.
Get it.
Please. Wow. I was gonna get it for you, but if I get it now, you're gonna be like, "That's right." And I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm not falling for it.
I know your games.
I'm playing these. I'm 2 steps ahead of you, Nick. I know this. You've abused me too much.
Good boy. It's just what I wanted.
Ooh. Pokemon Day was celebrated on February 20th.
What'd you laugh at?
All right, what were you saying, John?
Yes. Don't worry, I won't. I'll cut away. Pokemon Day was celebrated on February 27th with a 20-minute long Pokemon Presents.
20 minutes?
20-minute long, presentation.
I'm out by like 5
what I
minutes. For that.
I'm just gonna watch the clips, the highlights.
Oh, it's all just Pokemon? Okay.
No, I mean, Pokemon hasn't released anything great.
Hold up. Let him get to the notes because it's
let me
interesting.
check. EX Megas are coming back to the TCG. Pokemon Pocket now a new Arceus theme pack. Ooh.
Yeah.
Sleep, Unit, Cafe, and Go are getting events and updates.
Sleep Unite.
The 2 games, the Pokemon Sleep and Pokemon Unite.
And Go and Cafe.
First look at Pokemon ZA, which showcased gameplay mechanics.
Pokemon Za.
Is it Pokemon Pizza?
The new look
Get some
for Lumio City and graphics updates. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can jump. You can jump.
You can
from-
climb.
Whoa!
No, they did the Assassin's Creed thing.
Yeah, they're doing the Assassin's Creed
They did the
Whoa!
Assassin's Creed thing.
Hey, let's not get crazy,
Have you
guys.
seen the gameplay stuff for ZA?
I don't care.
Dude, it looks good.
It looks the same.
No, it doesn't.
looks-
It looks
it
good.
looks- I don't
it looks
care.
vaguely similar.
So
what?
it's
to what?
to like
to like the
everything
last
else.
No.
Like a
Pokemon.
like a Pokemon
No,
Game
no, no.
Boy?
Yeah.
No, no, no,
Game
no,
like
no, no,
that?
no.
3DS, just a little bit higher resolution.
So the graphics look a little bit better. And everyone's claiming that because there's no frame drops in it, it's going to be better. But I'm like, they also did the same thing with Scarlet and Violet and Legends Arceus.
That thing was
and then
buggy as
that
hell.
thing was buggy, so I'm
not
not having any faith in
Arceus.
that.
Not Arceus.
No, the reveal for Arceus had frame drops.
Yes.
Yeah, but the reason why, and we'll get to the champions portion afterwards. ZA actually looks good because they're changing the mechanics to the way that you fight now. So it's more anime-esque. So
Hey.
instead of the Pokemon's doing turn-based, you're fighting in real time, and you're able to move the trainer around, and the Pokemon follows you. So that if, like, let's say that a Pokemon's using Water Gun, and you're further away than the person that you're fighting,
Okay.
Water Gun won't have that range to reach the Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
And so moves like Protect are actually a lot more beneficial because if your Pokemon is slow and can't dodge, you can actually use moves that were not normal.
So are they getting rid of the EV stats then at this point?
No, but that's where Champions kicks in. It looks good. I find it interesting, and I'm excited for ZA because it looks like there's.
Play it. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm probably. Gonna
Did you
play
see the gameplay stuff?
a bit?
Yeah, it looks interesting.
Is it only on Switch 2?
They never announced. It just says Nintendo Switch on top, so they don't know. Yeah.
Switch 2.
Pokemon
Yeah.
Champions announced with which some are speculating to be a newer version of Stadium. I hope so. YouTuber Austin John Plays released a video recently discussing the possibility of its replacing the core Pokemon game to allow further games to explore new stories and mechanics. Speculation that the core games have been hindered by the competitive side of the game, which is why most games have been basically the same for years.
So he kind of proposed this interesting idea because when Pokemon Champions was announced in the trailer, it had like a Pokemon Stadium-esque look to it, except it was 2v2. So people were like, okay, you can play this game on Switch or you can play it in your phone. It's iOS and Android compatible. So it makes no sense that you have kind of a similar mechanic to how Pokemon fights and Pokemon battles are, but in a game that's accessible in two different platforms. John Austin Plays basically said Champions hopefully is what Pokemon wants to do to allow it to be a better franchise in the future. So one of the biggest problems that Pokemon has right now over the last like maybe 2 or 3 generations is that the games have never been able to evolve because you are constantly trying to appeal to the competitive market. You cannot have a new battle system because if the battle system doesn't work in your game, if it works in the game, it has to work competitively. So if you remove that and you start having a game that's separate, that's specifically only for competitive, you can now focus on making a better Pokemon experience and have developers that might not be Game Freak or are assisting Game Freak and kind of developing a better version of the game down the line. Because there's speculation that Generation 10 is not going to play the same way as Scarlet and Violet, that it's going to have a different battle mechanic. Your EVs and your IVs are going to be there, but the speculation is that you're going to be able to train that in Champions. And that's where the competitive aspect comes in.
Cool.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for it, because it is allowing the game to play differently. And I think that that's what people really want.
Until it show, this is all speculation.
It is all speculation, yeah.
Until I get concrete, this is what's going on, this is what it is, and this is how it's going to work. Not only that, but also, yes, our upgrade to the Switch 2 is going to work beneficial to the game. Because even some of the remasters, when you would go to cutscenes, just choppy. It was just super choppy. There was so much lag. You were just like, okay, cool. Like, this is new. It's not even fluid. Like, it's not even a fluid game that I'm watching. So I'm hoping that the Switch 2 makes that better.
So my only fear is that in the ZA trailer, there's a lot of details to the buildings. I hope that because they added more details, that potentially reduces the frame rate of the game on the Switch 2. They're saying that the Switch 2 is supposed to have a better processor and a better graphics.
I say go mobile.
The whole game? Yeah, that's why you have Champions.
No, but I mean like the whole thing. People are already emulating on phones,
That's
and
true,
and some phones are even more powerful than a Switch. Yeah. At this point, just start porting it over so that way you can just use it on. Do you know how many more people you would get if I didn't have to do a pre-purchase of $500 for a Switch 2?
Yeah. But from a business perspective, I would tell you this, that the Champions portion of that game, the fact that it's on mobile is going to do two different things.
But it also isolates your casuals.
I think Champions is going to bring in more casuals.
I feel like that's going to isolate you. But it depends on the community and it depends on how intuitive it is.
So,
because if it's too
competitive,
then it isolates you out of what was it? It isolates all your common people who are just going to try and pick up the game.
No microtransactions.
No. I don't want that. But here's what I'm going to tell you.
Also, it depends on your sweats too.
Yeah. So if Champions becomes the hub for competitiveness, for competitive games, 100%. If Champions becomes the hub for your competitive games, that's good because now, like I said, you can focus the casual market to get the Switch to play ZA, play Gen 10, whatever you want, right? Champions is supposed to play like Stadium. That's what they've kind of already released. You are going to have rental Pokemon, like in Stadium. If you wanted to, play something, you could just rent Pokemon there. I don't know
why they never, ever came out with Pokemon Party and then literally just take the mini games that were in Stadium and then turn it into its own version of Mario Party.
Those mini games were really fun.
And just call that a day.
Yeah.
Do you know how many Pokemon you could have and how many different arenas or different areas that you could do?
You'll get it because that's what we want.
But because I remember playing Stadium, and sometimes I would do the Pokemon battles. Mm-hmm. But I remember playing it with my friends and always going to the mini games.
Because the Stadium games had like an island that you would go to, and you'd have your arena for Pokemon fights. You'd have your mini game island. You'd have your I forget the other ones. There was also an island for you to connect your Game Boy cartridge in the back of your Nintendo.
I love that so much.
Yeah, so there was
Coliseum.
Huh?
Coliseum.
Coliseum was good. But there's so many.
Coliseum was made by who was it? It's Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, Square Enix.
Square Enix.
But the thing is that there's so many different Pokemon games out there right now that I feel like there's something for everyone. And that's why you can't necessarily have like a party specific game. It would be interesting, but like think about what's out there right now. Like mobile game wise, Pokemon Sleep, Pokemon Unite.
I know, but the reason
Pokemon Pocket.
The reason why I'm saying that a party game would work is because that's what the Switch is made for. It's made for a party game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Mario Party, you can only do so much with the same IP 8 times.
Yeah.
And they keep on just redoing it.
But you also
it's the same mini games.
And that's what I mean though, is that a lot of them are just like, oh yeah, remember this mini game from Mario Party 1 that we just, made it a little bit better and then we made it so that way it looks like you're jerking things off. That's it. That's all it is. Yeah. So what about if we were to go, okay, well, what about if we got all the Pokemon Stadium 2, we get all those mini games, throw that into a Mario Party game. Let's come up with like 9 other failed Mario Party game mini games that we didn't use. Reskin those bastards. Mm-hmm. Throw it into a game. Dude, that's $1 billion idea right there.
So I'm not against that idea. I think if this idea were to succeed, just remaster Stadium 1 and 2 and just make it minigame specific, because you kind of have to think about the other games or the other companies that have tried to replicate what Nintendo does. Sonic has the Sonic Team Racing game. It's a kart game.
That one actually did pretty well.
It did pretty well, but it had to compete against Mario Kart to get there. Right?
It has a different, because they have that one, and then Crash Bandicoot also has their own.
That one only lasted 2 games. I think it only had 2, unless there's a third one already out there.
They just had a remaster.
Yeah. So remaster, just not a new one. And but in order for Pokemon to do that, the Pokemon company would need to say like, we're going to try to compete against Mario and make a mini game, and then hopefully it sells well.
But it's not competing when it's on the same system. And I don't have a brand new Mario Party game coming out.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, though. Instead of you going, we're going to make a Mario Party again. We're going to rehash Mario Party. make it Pokemon. Like they can do other things.
I think Nintendo would need to ask for that
'Cause even
the Pokemon company's not going to do that.
Because even Pokemon Snap was fun. Like Pokemon Snap it sold great.
The second one or the first one?
The second one.
Yeah, the second one. Yeah,
and the first one. They both sold amazingly.
No, 100%. It's just I think that's not where their focus is at right now.
I feel like they keep trying to rehash the same idea over and over again, and they're stuck, and they need these games that pull them out of their comfort zones.
As someone who likes, because that's the thing is for me, I have my deep dive into Pokemon goes as far as Pokemon Sleep, Pocket, some competitiveness. I like to keep up with like some of the competitions that go around, the regionals and the world ones as well. TCG I'm into. So if this changes even a little bit in the right direction, I'm for it. I think that Pokemon Company right now is just kind of playing it safe because they don't really need to grab more people. They're doing well. They also announced on Pokemon Day that they're bringing in a division into Mexico, into Latin America, to translate Pokemon cards into Spanish. So now Pokemon will have Japanese, English, and Spanish. I think it's the fifth language or something like that it's being translated into. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. But yeah,
I think I've just lost faith.
You just lost faith. I'm excited for ZA and Champions. That's all.
Next on the docket, we got Per Collider Jeff Trammell, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Creator and producer of Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man pitched 4 seasons of the show to Marvel Studios.
Good.
I came in with, I can tell 4 seasons of this easily, and now that it's evolved to however long they want, I'm gonna reread that. I'm very tired.
Are you good?
We had a long day.
Oh, okay.
We've all had.
Do you want to switch seats for a bit?
Huh?
Do you want to switch seats?
No, just let him be.
I was thinking about it. I came in with.
He pondered.
But you let Nick speak for you. He's like, my boy's gonna take it. He's gonna sit in that
I believe
seat.
in him. Thank you.
I can tell 4 seasons of this easily, and now that's evolved to however long they want to do it. I'm ready. He also stated in retweets. He retweets Twitter account. Also,
basically, he retweeted
the way you type some of this stuff up. It doesn't flow right, or it's like
he retweeted MCU Direct.
Have AI do this next time.
Wow!
Just condense it.
Damn.
Just like
Did you type it out or did you copy and paste?
I copy and pasted some of the stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you
just
copy
click,
and
you can
paste
click
that?
and highlight and then just put summarize. And then
Now when I have to go back and forth, I was working on the computer and my phone. Doing it, yeah.
You know what you put then. I'll let you.
No, I don't know the quote.
Oh, okay. Just to clarify, I didn't pitch 4 seasons. I had enough story points I wanted to explore that I felt that I could do 4 seasons of the show, and that was where.
That is him writing it, by the way.
And that was as we were fleshing out is the worlds of season 1.
That is the quote that I pulled directly from them.
crack.
Yes,
Crack.
that was not me.
Anyway, you know what? Based off of the way that season 1 ends, I'm interested to see the rest of the world. I'm interested to see more Daredevil. I'm interested to see where these villains grow. It's a real shame that this Peter is going to hate life soon.
Yeah.
Good.
Because all of his friends are going to become villains.
Why did I
So
enjoy that aspect so
We're
much?
gonna get an edgy
No.
Spider-Man?
No.
Did you watch the show at all?
They're doing the same thing they're doing in Absolute Batman storyline, where in the storyline, Bruce Wayne is a blue collar person, so he grew up not wealthy. He grew up living in an apartment with his mom and stuff like that, and he made friends with Oswald Cobblepot, made friends with Harvey Dent, made friends with Selena Kyle, also made friends with Victor Freeze as well too.
Oh, okay.
They're his childhood friends.
Yeah.
And they stick with him in his 20s right now as well too. And it's just really interesting because it's kind of, they really are mirroring each other because we're seeing the progression of the villains and what was their breaking point.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And he being even so close to Bruce Wayne as well too.
Yeah.
One day.
I haven't seen the last 3 episodes of the show, but I know I've heard it's really good.
It's really good.
But I can tell you that I maybe I'm cynical, but I enjoyed the kind of slow deterioration of, I forget the guy's name, but he becomes Tombstone.
Oh,
Lonnie. I love that because okay. So the first episode literally starts with
I've seen the first 2 episodes.
Okay, so you know that he basically like steals Peter's love interest, right? But he's such a good person. Yeah, Wave. Yeah. He's such a good person. You can't hate him for that.
It's not that he. In all fairness, you can't steal what's
No,
not
you
yours.
can't. Exactly. It's not.
That's not.
So
I'm not gonna.
I just kind of felt bad at first. And I'm like, oh, this son of a bitch, man.
Why?
He ruined it.
Because
look, the dude wanted a chicken. You know what? He slept on. No one does. But
He
I
didn't
did
want
that.
her bad enough.
No, you know what? It's his fault for waiting.
It's not his time yet.
It wasn't his time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's 2 years
Also,
older than him.
exactly. No, I get that, but I'm just like, this sucks for my boy.
He hasn't hit the jackpot.
No,
yet,
he hasn't, and he probably won't.
No.
I'm fine with that. But Lonnie ends up being such a good character.
Yeah.
He ends up he's a family guy. He's basically like, he goes home, checks in on his mom and his dad, helps his brother out with his homework. There's a scene where like you can see that, he's being racially profiled and he's like kind of like whatever about it. Like he's just dealing with what he's given. That's it.
Who do you think gets more PP touches? Nightwing or Spider-Man?
Nightwing.
Yeah, Wing.
Nightwing, definitely.
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man just avoids it.
Well, Spider-Man, I feel like
Spider-Man's more of a cuck.
Oh my God.
now Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man has weak moments.
He does.
Obviously, one being Silk, obviously, and another one being Black Cat as well too.
Yeah.
It's because it's Black Cat. But and it's. I mean, we're all there, but we all feel you, Peter. And so that's the thing. So because with Dick Grayson, he's just an all-around pretty boy.
Yeah.
And he's constantly showing off his skills and stuff like that. I would
bend over.
I would bend over. I would spread out immediately.
He's so flexible.
You just see him up in the sky. He's going around the roof. He's like, oh.
He doesn't even have to touch the floor. He can just be like, boom, and it's just like, that's it.
And he lands in you.
Yeah. You're the platform.
You didn't even feel it.
No. He's already across the other building on the top.
Well, what's this feeling? Why am I pregnant? It's not even possible.
Yeah.
You're pregnant, man. That's what happens.
He doesn't even have superpowers.
No, he doesn't.
No.
It's a good show.
Yes.
But I only put that in comic strips not because of the fact that he said season 4. I feel like most people should do this. If they get called out or if an article is put out there and it's incorrectly put out into the world, I feel like some creators should be able to like retweet and be like, that's not what I said. Because that's basically what he said. He's
Community
like,
notes on Twitter do that.
But that's sometimes not enough. He literally was like, I didn't state that I had 4 seasons worth of material. I said that I could make 4 seasons if I wanted to. So it's not that there are going to be 4 seasons.
I'm interested that the show is ending. Which I'm interested that the show ended with, with the creation of Webb, with kind of seeing how Osborn is going further down his villainy. Not necessarily he's like, oh, I'm a villain and blah 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 blah. It's more of like, I can see where things are leading to. Eventually, he is going to get desperate enough to, go too far.
Yeah.
And you see Octavius, Lonnie Lincoln. You can kind of see where everybody's going.
I also love that one of the complaints was that they made Dr. Connors female. And someone on Twitter pointed it out and was like, she's
also African American. Is that a problem?
Oh my God, dude. The world's different. Okay, but what? Freaking Spider-Verse had a female Doc Ock.
Yeah.
No one batted an eye.
Nobody cared.
Nobody cared.
So I don't know.
People still don't care. I'm just
I
saying.
don't know, man. Yeah. She was cool.
Do you think she'll still be green when she transforms?
The
lizard?
In the last episode, did she put the serum in her? Not yet? No?
She hasn't even, they haven't even messed with the
No.
So then what are we complaining about, dude?
Nothing.
Then what are we talking about?
I think my only question for the show is that it's a great show. I'm really excited. And we can say it's very successful,
That's good. I like it.
So how long until that the creator gets canceled?
Ooh.
Is it before season 2 or after season 2?
No, it's after season 2.
It's mid-season.
It just depends.
Yeah.
I don't know how many naked pictures he's sent to.
Right? Yeah.
No,
people he's harassed. No, that's nothing. That's just a joke. But I just want to clarify that right now.
It comes out.
For all we know, the
guy
guy could be a sweetheart.
So far from interviews, he seems like a sweetheart.
He's safe.
But we don't know because we all thought that the X-Men '97 creator was a good person.
Oh, he tried to throw the gay card too. He's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Oh, yeah, but they only fired me because I'm gay. No, they fired you because you're just a piece of crap person.
Yeah.
Because you sexually assaulted like a lot of people.
Yeah, dude.
And sent a lot of what is it?
Inappropriate text.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Of himself.
Yeah.
He's like,
unsociated.
I just think it's so funny. I'm just going like, oh, hey, make him look like this.
Yeah.
And then he set up naked picture of himself. It's just like, what?
What did he want to reference? He was using himself as reference for Gambit?
For Gambit and Magneto.
And then he would be naked and he would be in a pose that he said to his staff.
Yeah, I want him to look like this.
And then he'd be naked.
He's like,
which don't get okay.
Weirdo.
Because James Gunn has done that where he's like sent photos to like staff and he's like, do this, but he's clothed. He's like he had like a PA like, hey, hold my camera.
I saw that was the wrong photo. Sorry. Oh,
yeah, he went to a PA and went, hey, can you hold this camera real quick? And then he walked over, took a photo, and then he was like, all right, do that. Or like he talks into his
There
phone.
was consent somewhere.
There was a lot of consent in a lot of places.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. Well, X-Men '97 comes back in 26.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Speaking of James Gunn, did you see the picture of the new Lanterns?
I did.
Yeah.
He looks good.
I like both the Lanterns.
I like both of them.
And the ring?
The ring looks good.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see...
I swear to God, if someone says that the ring looks stupid because it's gold-plated, I'm going to freaking kill someone, dude.
Oh, someone will. But
if they say it in the store, text me.
Okay.
I'll come over and kick ass.
You know what?
Okay.
Let it finish.
If you want to see where the actor that's gonna play Jon Stewart, he did a movie on Netflix called Rebel Rich. Really good character.
Oh, yeah.
He plays almost the same type of character.
Really?
Very military, very stern, very much like.
I get it.
Yeah, and I watched it and I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah. I was like, if that's the reference that they went with, and like he could be Jon Stewart. I'm like,
You
I see
know
it.
what sold me on Jon Stewart? The fact that he's playing Jon Stewart? His eyes.
Oh yeah,
He's got beautiful eyes.
he does have beautiful.
I
eyes.
want to see him in the Domino mask. I can't wait to see him in that Domino mask.
Do you think they're gonna blur out or white out his eyes?
No, I kind of hope that they
I
don't.
do kind of want that.
I'd be happy if they didn't, but I wouldn't mind.
He's
if they
got that
did,
natural green tint in his eyes. I kind of want to keep that.
No, I want it. I want the white for when he's fighting, and then when he's talking to normal people, it goes away because that's his will.
Yeah.
Because it's based off of his willpower. So when he's fighting, he's like trying to hide himself.
For Jon Stewart,
Yeah.
he doesn't wear masks actually. He's the one Green Lantern that doesn't wear a mask.
Wait, doesn't he? Yeah, he has a Domino mask.
No, he
No, he
doesn't.
doesn't actually. He's
That's
the
Hal
one.
Jordan.
Yeah, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, even Guy
Rayner-
Gardner.
No, Rayner has a mask.
Yeah, Rayner has a mask. Yes,
Rayner
and
has a
Hal
mask.
Jordan.
You're actually right. I was thinking about it.
No,
Jon Stewart never has one.
Never had a
he not?
mask
I
because he
thought-
was a military man. He said he never believed.
Oh
in
no,
that.
I'm thinking of Hal Jordan. My bad.
Yeah, no, but yeah,
I'm thinking of
that's
Hal.
Wow.
Hal has the
So,
Domino.
but I was just
Did you
thinking
just
about it right
card him
now.
right now?
Jon
Just-
Stewart did have a mask.
Huh?
Jon Stewart did have a mask.
Early
When-
on
When?
in his first appearance.
Looks early enough. Yeah.
Let me see it. If it's him.
Not the Diggle one, but these two.
Oh yeah. So in his first appearance, he did wear a mask, like Hal
Domino?
Jordan.
Yeah.
But he
I was
got
thinking
rid of
Justice
it.
League and Justice League Unlimited.
No, but yes,
I'm mixing them up.
But
yeah.
at that time, he did decide to take off the mask
Okay,
as well too.
gotcha.
Yeah.
So both of you guys were right in some way.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Can we shake hands?
We're not even
You
arguing.
guys are fighting. You guys are just why? Guys, calm down. Relax.
Gaslighter.
All right, I'm sorry.
gaslighting.
You wanted to throw a kiss at him right now. I saw. I saw that you kind
That's
of
how
took
I
it
make
back.
up. Whenever I make Monica mad, I'm like,
God.
but she's like, oh,
Is that what you?
she's like, stop.
You said what he said just then.
Stop, Nick. Stop.
I was like, stop. And then,
How was she with the comment from?
Oh, that
last
was
week?
hilarious.
Yeah.
She what was it? Because she was listening to it, and I think she was listening to it on Thursday.
Yeah.
She got to that part, and she started texting, and then, because I saw the bubbles pop up, and then just stopped. And then I was like,
This is it. May peace
I was
with
like,
God.
because I was talking to her during my lunch break, and then like the bubbles popped up, and then they went away, and I'm like, that's odd.
Yeah.
And then she goes, I just got to the monsters bit.
Did you tell her beforehand?
I don't remember if I did.
You didn't soften the blow.
I may have. I don't know. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. She didn't care. she
didn't care now.
No, she said it was funny, and then she was gonna text me immediately, and then as she was typing the text message, she then got to Renee's part of Monica right now is probably sending Nick a text message.
Wow.
And then she was like, I felt called out, so I deleted the text message.
That's funny.
She was like, I felt called out. And
Is that a bad thing? We know our friends. Jesus,
I
man.
know, and she was like, oh, she goes, I couldn't agree with that immediately. So I couldn't just send the text message. So I deleted it and I waited a little bit and then I sent the text message.
I waited.
Right now, she's contemplating about talking to you, sending a text, going just like, "Can you stop telling them about myself, like about me and my actions? You're revealing too much about me, Nick."
She thought it was hilarious. She thought she couldn't stop laughing.
That's good.
It was
a good. It was a good bit. It was a good
It's a
bit.
funny bit.
Yeah, it was a funny bit. It was great.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was a bit. Right.
Season 2 of Daredevil Born Again has begun filming in New York, with Kristen Ritter possibly confirming a return for Jessica Jones on her Instagram stories. Matthew Lillard has been officially casted for Season 2.
So they didn't even confirm Jessica Jones would be in Season 2, but the fact that she posted a story that she was in New York is kind of interesting.
First season of Born Again?
Born Again, second season. It started filming 2 days ago as of recording.
That's good.
But Matthew Lillard? That's
Matthew
interesting.
Lillard.
I don't know who you would play. Huh? Ghostface?
Hi, Jessica Jones. I'm so happy to meet you.
You joke.
Right?
I don't know who could let Matthew Lillard really play. He's trying to find out.
Jessica Jones, we got a clue.
That's her new partner.
Right?
It's Jessica Jones
And Shaggy.
I watched that.
I watched that too.
I'd watch that. Hey,
Totally like put your fist in that man's head.
like, jeez, man. You fisted that guy.
Totally fisted him. I'm all zoinked out from being in the band earlier.
No, but honestly, who do you think you'd play?
I don't know.
I'm looking right now for Jessica Jones villains.
You know, what about if he was Vulture?
Fool Killer?
No, Vulture.
Purple Man? I'm just
Purple
throwing out
Man
the
Purple
was
Man
David
was
Tennant.
David Tennant was Purple Man.
Unfortunately, that would have been a cool casting as well too if they casted him as Matthew Leonard. But David Tennant knocked it out of the park still with that.
Vulture there to use.
You don't grab a name like... Actually, the other question that came to mind is, do you keep Matthew Lillard as a regular for the second season, or is he just a one and done?
What if he's a romance? I wouldn't mind him being like a romantic,
just a side character,
like a side character, or like a new boyfriend.
For who?
For Jessica Jones.
New love interest.
Maybe.
This is assuming that Jessica Jones is back. We haven't gotten a confirmation for that.
Who's Owl? I see Owl, and actually I'm reading the synopsis of him. And
it doesn't have to be a Jessica Jones villain. It could be a Daredevil
my
villain too.
My thing is that I wouldn't mind him being a therapist, because I think Matthew Lillard could also play a really good therapist, like this like kind of like a superhero therapist for these people, because Jessica Jones needs a lot of therapy.
Yeah.
She's a damaged woman.
But so does Luke Cage. So does Danny Rand. So does, and that would be a nice little like connective thread that you could have Matthew Lillard in these portions, and you can have him talking over, and he's kind of like, oh, I'm a superhero.
Yeah, and I could see Matthew Lillard playing a character that makes maybe 2 or 3 appearances in second season, and that's it. Yeah. Because I don't ever really see him as a regular for pretty much anything.
I just don't want him to be a villain.
Yeah, I feel like that's too easy.
Yeah.
If he plays like a normal character, or just a character that's just in the world of Jessica Jones, I'm fine with that as well too. I feel like Matthew Lillard has the range to be a regular of a show like that, if given the opportunity. If you write him well,
he wants to though.
He's game for anything. He's willing to do another Scream movie, which he's going to be doing right now. He's willing to still be Shaggy. He's as long as he has some sort of like resonation with the character that he's doing, he'll stick with that. And he'll do it. That's why he goes to horror cons still being as Stu. He likes the fans.
Yeah, I can see him being like an interesting side character or sidekick, love interest. He has a large range of stuff that he can do.
All right.
So I do want him to become a regular though. I think that'd be.
Why are you laughing?
I have a funny story about Matthew Lillard.
Ooh.
You met him?
Yeah.
So a coworker of mine met him. He was doing a private event. I won't say where, but I'm pretty sure you guys can guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he closed down the place, and Matthew Lillard had a special event for when he was doing Beebles and Dragons, his miniseries.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where they... So the the kitchen guy goes to the back, and he's getting a drink, and Matthew Lillard is right there, and he's like, oh my God, it was my one and only chance to meet him, so I took it. He sticks out his hands to shake it, Matthew Lillard, and you know what he does? He's sucking on a lemon from his drink.
He put the lemon in his hand?
No. Sucks on it, puts it back in the drink, and hits him with one of these. And he was like, I did it. He told me, like, yeah, Sean, I ended up doing it, because when else am I going to shake his hand?
Let's be real. Should you put that much thought into it? That just kind of confirms he's just a normal dude.
I also heard he's a little bit on the
weird spectrum.
Yeah. Okay.
When it came to closing out the tab, it was just like a lot of confusion and a lot just like how the matter was handled. I was like, he's funny. It just gave me more insight into into who Matthew Lillard was, and I'm like,
people too.
I could see, of course.
Yeah, but I think it's a good thing as long as he wasn't a jerk. Mm-hmm. I don't really have a problem with it.
Yeah, and also
slightly sketchy is what I would say. He had slightly sketchy vibes.
Okay.
He's Stu, of course.
Yeah.
He's Shaggy. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think Shaggy got all the Scooby snacks legally?
Scoob,
I got a pound of snacks in my butt. We gotta go.
You think they were Scooby snacks for real?
Huh?
Do you think that they were actually Scooby snacks, or they were laced with something?
Of course they were laced with something. Yeah. He watched his dog talk. They were definitely laced with something. His dog was talking.
What'd you say, Scoob? And then everyone else is just like,
Fred and Velma are just like,
he's talking
to the dog again. He's talking to the dog again.
You know what? He helps us out in the mysteries. But
that doggo was
he's that wild card. He's that wild card, though.
Tell Freddie what you just told me. Yeah. What's that, Scoob? That's great. I don't know what he just said. Okay, yeah, no, that's totally great. That's cool.
Yeah, Scooby snacks. Yeah, that's why they have Scooby snacks, to throw them off the trail of the real thing.
I just think it'd be so funny if you just see Shaggy and then he walks over to Scooby and he's just like, "Oh, tell him, Scoob," and then you just see him open his mouth. I don't know, Shaggy. And then all just going. To this guy, we gotta get this guy in a program.
They couldn't put him in the program because the Mystery Machine kids, what money did they have?
Yeah.
Nothing.
They had money for gas. They obviously
I
had money
don't think they bought gas. I think they siphoned it. Probably.
I would have loved the what was it in the Supernatural episode if they were siphoning the gas from Black Beauty.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh no, never mind.
From Baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, did you put that the Supernatural cast is in The Boys now?
No, but I forgot to do it. But yeah, do you want to talk about it real quick, Nick?
Supernatural cast is in The Boys.
So Jared Padalecki and Misha Collins have been confirmed, and Jensen Ackles have confirmed that they're coming back for this upcoming season of
Do we know who's playing?
No.
Jensen Ackles is playing Soldier Boy.
And then Jared Padalecki is supposed to play like a Thor type.
Okay.
And then I don't know what
Nothing on
Misha Collins. Nothing on Misha. I think that might be a surprise.
I watch his social medias and stuff, and he's just a funny, nice, really soft guy.
Until you meet him and he goes and hits you with one of these.
Now
I'm already like underneath the trench coat, like.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I love you, Misha. Forget your kids and your wife.
Right? Oh no!
Jesus!
I didn't do anything, dude.
That's all of you.
That was not me. That wasn't me. See, I told you.
No, that was all you.
So, per deadline details about Sean Levy's Star Wars project has been released, starring Ryan Gosling, standalone film set around 5 to 6 years after Episode 9. May bring back some sequel trilogy characters. Who knows? Is slated to be the next project to start productions.
Sorry, what was this again?
Star Wars.
Sean Levy.
Sean Levy.
Can you do me a favor? Go on Facebook Messenger, type in 55 minutes. I gotta edit it on the audio as well.
Okay.
Sean Levy's project for Star Wars. He was talking about the details.
Oh, there we go.
Did that throw you off that much?
Because I was trying to make sure that it wasn't falling back.
Okay.
So I was paying attention to this, and I went, "What?
Where are you going?
It's Star Wars.
You didn't talk about Star Wars. We don't know what the details are.
I got it. Go ahead. Go.
No, that. Oh,
He wasn't listening to the details.
This is something else. I've already gotten the sub.
Just reiterate. Let him pee. Just reiterate.
Yeah,
Oh my
go
god.
pee,
Go pee.
Yeah, go pee.
Okay.
Can you read the notes again? I wasn't listening because I was arguing with you.
You're editing this week now.
What? No. Oh my
Oh, yeah,
God.
that's
It's
true.
on you.
So the Sean Levy Star Wars project. The notes say that it will star Ryan Gosling, a standalone film of not of the main, like it's not part of the episodic.
Okay.
Set around 5 to 6 years after Episode 9.
Okay.
It may bring back sequel trilogy characters.
Okay.
It is slated to be the next project to start production. So it's the next Lucasfilm movie that they're working
It
on.
is, but it's interesting because it wasn't the first time I've heard about this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the second or third time that they've talked about it.
I thought
and
we were
Deadline.
I thought we were making a Ray movie.
No.
Wasn't that what?
Is that
Is that done?
We don't know.
Oh, okay.
But
So
that's
they're not talking about it.
So they're not talking about
No,
it.
it's talked about it
No.
in like a year.
But
and a
then
half.
the same thing with when they announced the director overseeing. Remember, it was that documentary girl.
Yeah.
That still has they have
I have
nothing
no
new
idea what
news about
happened,
that.
yeah.
So I kind of like the fact that this is the next project that's slated for Lucasfilms.
Yeah.
That's supposed to start the next trilogy, because I feel like the episodic movies. There's so much pressure for it to be something special.
Yeah.
And I feel like every other project that's been standalone has been more successful than the last 3 episodic movies.
So I told someone this about the other day. When it comes to movies that have big franchises now that have been, for years we're always excited for these types of movies, but now we're kind of reaching that year with Captain America, Thunderbolts, Star Wars movies that basically we're not really excited that these movies are coming out. We're just expecting them to be okay. We're more excited to go see movies like The Monkey, Mickey 17, Novocaine. I'm actually excited to see Novocaine.
I mean,
I want to see Novocaine.
You can only get hit in the nuts so many times.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're just like, I'm
It's
just gonna get hit in
stale.
the nuts.
And that's the
It's
thing.
all
And
stale.
with the new Star Wars movies comes out, I don't want to be mean, but I really don't care.
We've
Unless-
had the experience enough.
Yeah.
I think, and here's kind of like, because you could see it 2 different ways.
Yeah.
You can see it as like, I just don't have that same excitement as I used to.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a good thing, because if you go into the theater not expecting a great thing, but then have something really great in front of you,
Yeah.
that's a great thing.
And that's it being great.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
The,
mean,
the track record is dictating that they're
But it
not
all depends on
being
how
great.
you go into the
but
movie.
Yeah.
I will say I think if you were to go, because it was Ryan Gosling, and then the director was the director from Wolverine and Deadpool. What was it?
Sean
Sean
Levy.
Levy.
Sean
Yeah.
Levy. So already Sean Levy, he loves the material.
Yeah.
Any material he gets, he really knows how to do it. He even talked about in the making of the Adam Project. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. That was the whole idea for the weapons
Yeah. And
inside
there's
of the Adam Project.
and there's a bunch of Star Wars references,
Yeah.
jokes that they talk about. So.
He loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling, great actor.
Yes.
He's a really good actor.
He's a bankable star.
He's a bankable star, absolutely. And then you going, okay, I know that the sequel trilogy is troublesome because not too many people enjoyed it. But if I go, cool, it's been 5 years. What is happening in what's happening in the galaxy? Not involving everyone else.
So I think they're probably thinking, well, we did that with Mandalorian as a show.
Yes,
Can we do that again as a movie?
And
it's doable.
I do agree with you in this part that like the world outside of what's episodic can be interesting, because we saw that with the Mandalorian, because they always ventured out into the Outer Rim.
That's the
they
thing,
were
yeah.
skimming the Outer Rim a lot,
Yeah.
right? But then Skeleton Crew went beyond that and explored the world outside into the Outer Rim, and that in itself was a good story. So it is interesting. Sean Levy is a trustworthy director. Ryan Gosling is a bankable star to make it interesting. It's a standalone movie, so you could potentially have this movie succeed separately and not have it be super reliant on anything else that's attached to it. There's a lot of good things here. I'm just nervous of how much Kathleen Kennedy has her grips on this one.
So as you're explaining it, I'm thinking about it, and this could be a good turnaround if they treat Star Wars movies like Marvel movies. Instead of, an Avengers movie, we get a Star Wars episode movie. That's your main stake. That's your big event. Episode 9 or episode 10. That's like boom, Avengers for Star Wars and stuff like that. You start building off of. You start making these little plot lines that will connect to it. That's the thing.
That's kind of where they're going with the whole Thrawn.
Yeah.
With the Thrawn thing, because they're talking about we're gonna we already have the Mandalorian movie, which I think they're finishing up on.
I think they wrapped filming from the last time I heard.
Yeah, I think Dave Filoni and them already wrapped filming on the Mandalorian, which most likely that means that we're probably gonna get a trailer at Celebration.
Yeah.
When's Star Wars Celebration? May 4th, or is it?
Usually it's around May.
Yeah.
It's like May 4th, but no, May 4th is usually like some kind of is something else, but usually it's like September, October is like Celebration.
Yeah.
But I think if that's the case, that's going to be awesome. Like, cool, we'll get a Mandalorian trailer. We'll get to know further of what's going on. I want to know more about what's going on with Daisy Ridley's thing. I feel like she needs another shot at this.
Why?
But that's...
Huh?
Why?
Daisy Ridley is not a bad actress.
No, she's not.
No.
Daisy
But
Ridley,
why does the character need another shot? I don't care about the actress. It's the character that she plays. I don't think that character.
I feel like she was
shot.
kicked in the nuts like Hayden Christensen. I feel like she was kicked in the nuts. Oh, her and John Boyega.
John Boyega, definitely.
I think John Boyega.
Yeah, John Boyega got the. He got the rough end of he got the most rough end of the stick.
So we talked about this when it came to The Mandalorian. Nick and I had an in-depth discussion about this, that Rey is a protagonist that you were forced to like because of very basic elements.
She's a Mary Sue. That's why people don't like her, because she's a Mary Sue.
But I mean,
are you gonna say she's not? Yes or no?
So is Luke.
Yes.
Yes.
The big aspect.
Luke had. Not to say Luke's character was also not a Mary Sue, but there were also trials and tribulations that he did go through. He did experience more overall. That did make the character like, okay, there's more empathy you can have towards this character. You can relate to this character. Rey was not that. She's just.
But she wasn't given a fair shot in the episodes.
I would also argue that in episode 1, so is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker is kind of a Mary Sue as well. He blows up a Trade Federation ship by accident.
That's true.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
By accident. He stops the war.
But that's more like right place, right time. And
no!
No, but
that's the only case. If
my God, the passion in that no.
If that's the only claim that he did in the movie, then I guess that would make him an overall Mary Sue, I guess. But I don't think that does.
No, but I think, but to kind of go off of what they're saying, for me personally, I feel like it'd be really crappy to kind of like just throw away that character, never to be mentioned again.
She's a strong character.
Because she's been shown, we've seen a story that they told, not a good story, but I just feel like, okay, if you're gonna at least acknowledge this character, write it in a way where it's just satisfying. She doesn't have to be the main character, and I get what you mean, and like, I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll treat her as like not like Han Solo, but like the way of like she's there, she's right here, but we're gonna like tell her story in the sidelines and stuff like that.
I replayed episodes 1 through 3 in my head right now, thinking about what you just said about, because your argument of Rey being a Mary Sue, and you're like, but Anakin was too, and I was thinking about episodes 1 through 3, and I'm like, you're 100% right. Yeah. Anakin was that, and it wasn't until way later that fans started to accept Anakin for what he was, and all of a sudden now we're like fully accepting of him.
It's also like the Clone Wars.
Yeah,
and
exactly. There was more story that developed. And so I'm thinking about it because I think that we all kind of have our gripes with Rey as a character. Like for me, you had your reasons. For me, it was the fact that Rey was a product. She wasn't a character. Yeah. How many times do you go into Disneyland and just see the costumes being sold to girls and the lightsaber? All of a sudden, Luke Skywalker lightsaber is not Luke's
anymore.
You're
just defining more why the character is not good.
But no. But that's now. That's now. What we're saying is that present time right now, okay, should not define her if they have the opportunity to better expand her story in future episodes or storylines.
Because I will say that, like, when they did it for Obi-Wan, when in the Obi-Wan series, it's Anakin Skywalker scenes are amazing. Like, I love the extended things that they did with Anakin Skywalker, with Darth Vader in Ahsoka. I love seeing Hayden Christensen come back, and he advances the character of Anakin Skywalker and shows off what it truly means to be Anakin Skywalker and show I was a kick-ass star, like Anakin Skywalker. I think that Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, I think they all deserve a second chance. They were great actors that were unfortunately kicked in the nuts over and over again.
And think about if Clone Wars, right? You said it yourself. Clone Wars did a good job at enhancing Anakin Skywalker's character.
Yeah, he still loses though. The Mary Sue didn't in the trilogy. She actually ended up beating Kylo Ren all the times. He lost in hand. Wouldn't she lose?
No. And 100%.
Besides
the
fans' respect, exactly.
No,
Sean.
Sean, I 100% agree with you. I 100% agree that what happened in the movies was dumb.
Yes.
Like, absolutely, yes. Everything that happened inside of 7
You just don't want the character to be thrown away. You want a second chance.
7 through 9 is dumb. There's nothing I can say. There's no defense that I can do that I can really go like, oh yeah, like, no, she's okay because of this. Like, it is stupid. There's a lot of really stupid things that happen in that movie, and there's a lot of times when I was watching that series in the theater just going, oh my God, what are we doing?
You just want her to get a second chance.
I just want the character to get a second chance. Give me that moment to prove why it's worth it.
So
they lost me completely when it's in the second one. I forget what it's called. Where Leia is in space and she flies it was at that moment I was
You mean the light speed kamikaze?
No.
That
When Leia
was dope.
visually it looks cool.
Yeah, it was great.
No.
It's when Leia is like
he's talking about when they blow up the cop.
Oh, yeah.
And then Leia gets sucked out, and then she pulls herself in. With
God.
Hold on.
Well, that was a director's choice.
I know, but Sean, that's what I get. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Is that yes, especially The Last Jedi. It's a stupid movie. I feel like The Last Jedi is a real problem. Rian Johnson needs to stick to making mysteries. Not even Godzilla movies. Just stick to making mystery movies. Those are good.
Yeah.
Just even his Godzilla movie was bad. I didn't like Rian Johnson's Godzilla movie.
Which one?
It's boring.
The one with what's his name? Who's Inspector Gadget?
What?
That one, right? The one from the early 2000s.
I'm talking about the one with Bryan Cranston.
Oh,
yeah, Aaron
Godzilla.
Taylor Johnson.
Aaron Taylor Johnson and Bryan Cranston.
That was the Godzilla.
He did that.
Ryan
Godzilla.
Johnson.
Ryan Johnson did that Godzilla.
I thought that was Edgar. No, that wasn't Edgar Wright.
No.
I gotta look into it. I
Edgar
completely.
Wright.
No.
No.
That's Ryan
Making a
Johnson.
Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that's Ryan Johnson.
I like that one.
But I feel like that Godzilla movie suffers from the same problem that this movie does. Having a really good character and then misusing them or not using them at all.
Yeah. But I have a question for you, Sean. Is it more of a personal take that you just don't care for Rey anymore, or because I mean all three of us are basically saying, okay, it's personal. Then we leave it at that. Then that's fine. I've tried. I think that's fine. I just think that amongst the consensus here, amongst the four of us, three of us want to see a redemption. You just could care less.
I could care less.
Okay,
and that's fine. I mean, it wasn't a strong character that I feel that would need to take up screen time when there's so many other things. If they're mentioned, that's fine. Have them in a flashback, but to have more than 10 minutes of screen time, no. Not at all. I don't want more. If you're gonna have Rey come back, I don't want to see more than 10 minutes throughout the movie.
It's a personal take at this point. So there's just nothing we can do.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
We all want her back as a redemption. That's it.
I think an older Rey who's like a master now, and like John Boyega, being a Jedi, that would be kind of sick.
Also, give me a reason to buy her lightsaber.
Well, also make a different lightsaber. Like it's not that difficult.
No.
Like you made a different lightsaber. It's not Rey's lightsaber. It's Anakin's lightsaber.
I'm talking about the one that she got that she has in episode 9 at the end of it.
The end of episode 9, that makes no sense.
It doesn't, but I like her lightsaber.
Why would
give me a reason to get it because I
3D
want
print it.
Huh?
3D print it.
There you go.
No,
I feel
I collect them. Okay.
No, I feel like it would have been cooler if her lightsaber, if she would have had two lightsabers.
That would be cool.
and then like the little, because she has like little like graspy things at the end of it, and then she like connects them, and then like it's a bow staff. Like I would have been like, oh, that's sick, I love it. No, they didn't do that. They were just like, oh, look, it's a basic ass. Like,
no, they gave it to what's his face's name in Acolyte.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There was a lot of there's a lot of problems, and that's the other reason. Which I'm like, I hope Kathleen Kennedy's gone. There's so many problems.
Speaking of Kathleen
before we go into that one, can you do the last two? That way we can. Yeah. That's gonna be more.
Main topic?
Yeah, not main topic, but more in detail.
Gotcha.
We'll go into that one.
AMC CEO Adam Aron says the theatrical release windows are too short. He is refraining. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired. He's referring to the 17 and 30-day windows most films have. Actively talking to studios to keep films in theaters longer. Goals would be to keep them in theaters for 45 days.
So
no, they're not going to do it.
I don't understand that. 30 days I can see.
Yeah.
45 days I don't. My biggest problem is that if you want a movie to be longer in theaters, then make better screens. Because, no, honestly.
No. I'm confused on the statement. What do you mean?
Make a better viewing experience because AMC... Okay, I'll give you two different examples. AMC Montebello has a better laser system than AMC Puente Hills. I think that if you watch a movie in laser in Puente Hills, it's not as good. It's kind of... The theater rooms are stuffy. The aspect ratio's off because there's sometimes like you don't really get to see the full picture, even though you can. It just has to be reduced because the screen size.
It's weird because I feel like all the AMCs should be standard.
They're not,
but they're not.
Are they franchises?
They are.
Oh, okay.
But Montebello, have you been to the Montebello one?
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
seats are comfortable.
I'm
spacious theater.
Honestly, the seats at the Montebello one are more comfortable than the one in Puente Hills.
100%.
And
they just don't have an IMAX screen.
They don't have an IMAX screen. That's the only. I would be going to the Montebello AMC every week if they had an IMAX.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to pay for A-list and not buy an IMAX ticket.
Yeah.
If it's available, it makes no sense.
What are we, peasants?
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense fiscally for me to go like, oh, I could watch this movie in IMAX.
You'd have to watch like 2 to 3 movies to make it make sense.
Or I can just do one IMAX movie at Puente Hills, and there you go. The Montebello area has better parking. It has nicer seats. Yeah. It's a smaller theater. There's nobody ever there.
Bigger theater, less stuffy.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and nobody's ever there.
No,
it doesn't make sense either because like the movie is shown in IMAX in like the first 2 weeks at most. And
1 week if they're nice.
Yeah, and then but the thing is that like, you're gonna go see it when it releases anyway. So what's the point of extending it? You know.
I would say that if you wanted to keep a movie for 45 days, reduce the price after the first like 17 days so that you can go watch it in laser, because I feel like a theater experience is still good.
I think that it's weird because this is a man saying, I want you to pay me so that way it's here longer.
Well,
because they have to lease out the theater.
They do, but think about like because A-List will advertise mystery movies.
They will,
and it's like a $5. It's like a $5 ticket. I would, if I had the time, totally would, because I love watching movies in theaters.
I get those. I pick ones all the time of like, hey, come see this random movie.
Yeah,
AMC does it all the time where it's like, oh, do you want to come to a screening? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm down.
But
it's on Tuesday.
Let's go ahead and
7:00.
But what if the incentive was, we're gonna keep movies longer than the 17 days, right? But after 17 days, we reduce the price. So if a laser ticket is $17, you bring it down to a $10 ticket after 30
Far
days.
too confusing. No.
You wouldn't want to go?
No.
Seeing a movie should not be confusing.
But if it's less, if it's $10,
no,
it's the same thing like what Uptown Whittier does. $5 Tuesdays.
Those people barely work.
No, but you know what I mean. The system.
I'm talking about the AMC workers. They barely do anything.
And they pocket all this.
Especially
all they do is they just steal
everything.
everything.
AMC and Puente Hills.
You know who doesn't pocket anything? Montebello. I've gone to Montebello 5 times, and they always have it.
When you guys went to Santa Anita, and the first thing I read when you guys went to go watch Brave New World, it was like, they're out of keychains. How's that even possible? I'm like, Santa Anita never runs out of anything.
Dude, Santa Anita ran out of everything.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
And they still had the popcorn buckets.
Yeah, they still had the popcorn buckets.
No one wanted the popcorn buckets. It was overpriced.
It was overpriced.
Yeah, it's $50.
Also, where was our poster? Where was our poster?
Never got a poster either.
I even asked the dude. I was like, "Hey, is there like a poster or like a keychain?"
Some like college kid, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's not that."
Oh yeah, they're all gone, man. I was like, "Oh, I go, it's 8:00 in the afternoon."
Yeah.
How are all the day of release?
Questioning. Talk to a manager, guys. Like, if you really think it's this big of a deal, talk to the damn manager.
We did that in Point of Hills, and the manager was like, "Oh well, we already ran out of our lot for the day." And I was like, "Okay."
And the guy was like the same age as
who's your supervisor? Because I want to talk to who's allocating your shipment right
Oh
now.
no,
because,
I just took it. I just took it that time. I just took it. Like I found because we then went to customer service.
Oh yeah.
And we found a couple on top.
Oh, that was for Yeah,
we found a couple on top of the customer service.
Romulus.
Yeah, you should have pointed it out to him and rubbed it in his face. Like, hey, stupid, look what I found.
No.
10 feet from your face.
No. It looked like somebody was hiding.
Yeah,
it.
so it looked like an
it looked
employee
like
put
it
to the side.
like an employee.
Even more reason to bring it to the manager's attention so he can at least know.
So it's not for me. All I know is that I got mine. That's all I care about. I don't give anything about that. That's why if I ever want to pick up anything, I go to Montebello. Yeah. Just go to Montebello.
No, there's other ones that you can go to, but we're not going to reveal them. Don't say it anymore. Just don't.
All right, fine. But still,
there's other ways that we can.
It's a place where you can watch movies. That's all we can say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's you're right. It's I think that if they want the system to work, you got to reduce the price for tickets at some point.
It's not even that though. I'm telling a studio, you need to pay me more so I can show this movie instead of you taking it off my screens and then putting it on a streaming service for everybody to watch. Because that's what happens after it leaves a movie theater.
Yeah. It's the idea that
it goes to streaming.
It's this idea that they think that the theatrical experience is for everyone when it's not.
People don't care.
They don't care, but for the way that I see it, right, is that people don't care about the theatrical experience because it's too expensive. If a ticket itself, and if a ticket is $17 and you're paying for a family of 4 or 5, you're already spending.
That's a $150 trip.
Basically. So why am I going to do that? But if you reduce the price to $10 after 17 days, dude, that's like $50.
Monica's sister, Monica's sister came with me and her when we went to go see, I forget what movie. We went to go see this kid's movie with her niece and nephew. They ended up spending, it was $20 for them, which is, I think it was an IMAX, so 20. So already it was $80 just for the tickets. Yeah. Then they got a popcorn for the 3 of them. The son shared. They got 3 drinks, which is already another $60 right there. So they spent $140 just making a trip to the movies. And he was like, "Yeah, man, this is why I go to Whittier." Because honestly, he'll go to Whittier on Tuesdays. He'll go to Whittier on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, or he'll go during a matinee. And it's a $5 movie. I walk in. It may not be like the best movie experience,
but you paid $5.
But I paid $5, and I got I got my money's worth.
What is the stock price for AMC right now?
Let's see.
I think it's like $20.
Is it $20?
Are you a fan of like the drive-in? Because I feel like that's probably either the best or the worst movie.
I will pay money for an experience.
It depends.
You'll pay for an experience, but not the feature itself.
No, like if it's a movie I'm interested in watching and it's a drive-in, I'll pay for the experience. I'll pay the $20 to go in.
I watched Midsummer in a
drive-in
experience. I hated it.
Never been to a drive-in.
No.
I would want to though. Yeah.
Yeah. Because have you ever been one?
No.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been to one. So apparently I've been when I was a kid. I don't remember.
Where is one now? Because Vinland, Vinland's gone. Yeah. Now it's a swap meet now.
Yeah. Well, all we're saying is that if the experience was there, I'd totally do it.
If you guys know, let us know in the comments.
I enjoyed
because I want to see.
I used to go there all the time because it was a great, like, you would go pick up some alcohol, go pick up some food.
Yeah.
You turn on you get like a little radio. You put it on the thing, get a couple chairs, and you watch the movie.
And to answer your question, I would do for the experience to a degree. Because LA has those like rooftop movie nights. Have you done it?
Overpriced.
They're overpriced.
No way.
I've been wanting to do one, but that's here's the big thing I don't like about them. One, because you're on the rooftop and there's so much stuff going on in LA.
All the light pollution. You're not going to see the screen.
There's a lot. So there's a lot of light pollution, but then also they give you these like big old like Bluetooth headphones. that you have to wear because the wind is so high, you can't hear anything.
So for me, the only reason I wouldn't do it is because I feel like the people that do it are the pretentious film goers.
It's
like, dude,
the hipsters.
Hipsters, yeah.
You know which one was actually really cool? You ever done the one in the Hollywood Cemetery?
I want to do that one.
No.
That one was cool. I did
the scary movies?
No, I did it for Fifth Element.
Oh, okay.
Which that one was pretty cool because they had like a Fifth Element set and they did the whole thing and then you played it and you were sitting on graves. That was wild.
Sitting on a dead person?
Yeah, I was like, oh, bro, did you see that movie?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I won't wake you up again.
And then they were selling beer, and I'm like, hey, man, join in.
The homies.
Yeah. It's a good one, right?
I was looking at your tombstone. It said he died in 2000, so you've seen this movie before.
They're playing something recent. They're just like, hey, bro, sorry you missed out, man. I'll tell you the important parts when they get there, right?
That one's really nice. I did want to do the one where you're like on a lake and you're in the swamp.
Just having to pay more than like $25.
Yeah, it's a gimmick. No,
it's
a gimmick.
The experience. Yes, but there's a degree. I feel like there's a table, right?
Yeah,
of like
the graph.
Experience and price. Like
location.
Oh yeah. No, yeah. There's a
line. There's a line, right?
Yeah. A scale of like, oh, it's not worth it.
It's just not like if the experience is great but cheap, but like if it starts to dip too much in price, no.
I finally got Monica to agree to finish off the Star Wars trilogy.
After how many years?
Let's not get into that. But because I was telling her, because we got to episode 1, because we did 4 or 5, we stopped at 5, went to 1.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're doing you're doing that run.
Okay.
Yeah, so we went 4 or 5, went to 1. Now we're doing 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And then we're gonna finish off with 6.
And then 7, 8, 9 just don't count.
So she was like, "Do I have to watch the new ones?" And I was like, "You're fine." But what I was telling you is because in April, or no, I think it's end of April, beginning of May. Episode 3 is coming back out for the 20th.
Oh yeah.
That was another one.
Yeah, and what I wanted to do is I was like, I want to see that movie in theater again.
Yeah,
IMAX.
Because it's an IMAX re-release.
I kind of want to see that again.
And it's because they're recoloring it, they're redoing all the sound, and they're redoing it for IMAX. And I was like, that sounds pretty sick. Yeah. So I was telling her, I go, okay, so we have 3 months to watch 2 movies. I think we can do it. And then she was like, and then she goes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to section it off into 20-minute spurts. Hey, I got to get through episode 1. All right.
That's a rough one.
I got to get through episode 1 and 2.
You got to get through all the political talks.
Huh?
Why can't you just sit through it?
Who?
Monica.
Cause I don't know. Cause you know why? Cause TikTok was invented. That's why. And her phone sits on her on her chest, and then all of a sudden, like the minute it starts talking about trade politics, she's like, and then she starts to doom scroll, and then I look at her, and she goes, "All right."
So I have to.
What's going on? Who's he?
Pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why are they fighting?
Yeah. You know what she told me?
What?
Because I even said, "Oh, well, you already saw 4 and 5," and she goes, "I remember none of it."
Oh my god.
And I was like, "So that means we have to rewatch 4 and 5?" And she's like, "No, I'm not rewatching them." And I was like, "Okay, so that means we're starting on 1 and 2." Like,
I kind of have to with Andy. I kind of have to figure out how to like read her in certain things. So today when we were taking care of MJ, she's like, "Do you want to watch anything?" And I'm like, "You know what? Because I finally got Apple TV since it's on Android now, and MLS started."
Start watching Severance or Shrinking?
Severance first, and then I'll probably watch Shrinking on my own because she wants to watch it, and she'll watch ahead of me, so I'll watch it by myself. Yeah. But I put Severance on, and I started to notice that while Andy was pumping and like doing a couple things, she went like this. And she was stuck on the show for like a solid 10 minutes.
It's an interesting concept.
It's so
super good.
And she like left to go clean up the bottles and everything. And I paused it. She comes, "Why'd you pause it?" I'm like, "Because you were sold." And she's like, "Oh, I didn't even notice it." I'm like, "Yeah, that's how I read her. I don't make her watch things that I know she's not going to pay attention to."
I feel because she's never watched them. She's never seen any of the Star Wars movies.
Yeah,
like it's one of those things of like I don't know how she's made it to over 30 and you haven't seen Star Wars.
There are people like that though.
Which is wild. Which is wild to me because when I was a kid, like this is a movie that I was introduced to and like I think I burned a tape. I know I killed those.
But
tapes.
you know what? Appreciate that rather than dealing with someone.
That's your experience.
I know. No. And that's what I mean though, is that was my experience.
Yes, but
I told her, what I'm saying is I want to go see this movie and I want to take her with me.
You want to share that experience.
I want to share the experience with her.
I get that because I still give Andy crap for falling asleep on Saturday night.
Oh, the movie?
Yeah, because she doesn't remember it, and I'm just like, and I tell her, I'm like,
it took
dude,
us 3 tries for Saturday night for Monica.
Really?
It took her 3 times.
Oh my
I
God.
showed it to Mandy, and she loved it, but she didn't want to watch it.
Andy wants to watch it again, but she's just like, I just don't know. You know, it's just like, there's no moment to watch it. And I'm like, yes, there is.
Yeah.
You watch Gilmore Girls on rerun. Just put Saturday night.
I was just
Yes!
I was just.
Oh my God! I walk into Monica's apartment every time.
Oh God!
It could be 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And she's watching the same episode. I'm like, I know I've seen this episode. I know I've seen it. I don't even watch the show and I know what's going on.
Mandy's watched Gilmore Girls, but the show that she'll just put on as just for either comfort show or a background show, or if it's a show that she just wants like some sort of like familiarness in the background, it's always The Rookie. She has burned through. Yeah, she burns through The Rookie so fast.
I do that with The Rookie.
She'll just go back and be like, oh, like she'll be like, is that a baton in your pocket? And she'll be like, I'm putting on that episode right now. Like, she's just watching that episode and we'll just spiral out of that.
Andy has a rotation right now. She's back on Gilmore Girls, but I kind of got her to start watching the morning show. So now I'll probably put that on in the background first. You know what? Severance, the morning show, then Shrinking.
You know what I was really surprised about? I got Monica to sit down for almost 2.5 hours watching the Saturday Night Live documentary.
Oh, really?
The documentary she was in.
Yeah.
She was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And because we watched, not only did we watch all 4 episodes of the Saturday morning of the Saturday Night Live documentary, we then watched the 2-hour documentary about the musical guests.
Oh.
We spent 6 hours watching a documentary on Saturday Night Live, and I literally was like, "Oh, but you can't watch the movie."
Right? The movie was an hour and a half. It's a live action piece of him setting it up.
When she was like, "Oh," she goes like, "Oh, I kind of remember the bee," and I was like, "Yes, that's what I'm talking. Like that's a bee."
I would have laughed so hard to be like, wait, that's the same thing? That's what that's about? That's Saturday Night Live?
I'm like,
You know what? I think the reason why Andy started to like Severance is Severance is a good show for me mentally.
Why does it just keep counting?
Parallels. No, it's symmetrical.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is so pretty. And I was like memorized.
Okay, you started watching it.
I'm halfway through episode 1.
Because I'm already getting like comparisons to or interviews of the show, and then they do this really cool thing of like when in real time of when the moment of when they enter the workplace and right before they enter it and stuff, because in the show it's 2 different times that you're watching it, and someone did a good job of editing it, and it's happening at the same time, the moment to when they enter to the building and when they forget everything and stuff, and they're remembering what happened in the workspace moment right there.
I'm more.
It's really cool.
I'm very interested.
That's why I like the show a lot. So.
Have you seen it?
I've seen like the first few episodes, but I got rid of Apple TV at the time. But I'm gonna get back to it.
I think probably Severance will be like our next show, because me and Monica are looking for a new show, so that might be it.
You should guys watch Reacher.
Oh, Reacher's great.
Have you watched this new season?
No, not yet.
Dude, it's so good.
I do need a new show, but I'm looking forward now that you're a father, and how you're gonna like Shrinking. Because I feel like
because now you have a whole new perspective.
There's a whole new perspective. Yeah, it's not just like like death. It's like, oh wow, I'm a dad.
I don't know if I kind of want that realization, because right now I'm on dad energy.
No, it is.
That's gonna wear off.
No. It's very much dad energy. Like this is very much like dad energy, but it's
like dad energy in the sense that like I can be productive all the way up until like 1 on like 4 hours of sleep.
Oh,
sucks.
That sounds like a meth ball or something.
Yeah. So I'm waiting to crash. I'm hoping the crash doesn't come anytime soon.
Sounds like a you problem.
Quickly run through the last bit before we talk about Kathleen Kennedy, because we're already at like an hour 30.
Really?
No, we're
Yeah.
never mind.
I was gonna say, wait a minute, you can't go off your phone.
Per Deadline, The Beekeeper 2 is in development with Timo. I'm not going to try.
Yeah, he's an Indonesian director.
VHS 94. The subject and Nobody 2. Set to direct it.
I'm still waiting on Jason Statham to say in the movie when he answers the phone, "What's the buzz?" I'm still waiting. Missed opportunity there.
Do you want a Beekeeper too?
Yes.
I kind of
Why?
No,
are we getting a
Beekeeper is basically every single action star wants a John Wick franchise.
What's the new Jason Statham movie that's coming out in like 3 weeks?
Something.
There's a new one. Jason Statham's coming out in another. It's another
Beekeeper.
It's another
movie.
Beekeeper-esque movie.
I feel like he plays a guy that's like apparently his friend from like his old life gets him a job, and then his friend's daughter gets kidnapped, and they ask him, "Can you get her back for us?" And he's like, "I'll get her back."
A working man.
Working man.
Oh yeah.
And it has also Dan Arbor. He's blind.
I feel like what Jason Statham did to his career is he got Liam Neeson and Keanu Reeves' his career, and then showed it to his agent, and he goes, "I want nothing but this. This is the rest of my career."
No, it worked because he's
Fast
also
and the
British.
Furious. I'm out of that. He's like, I ain't coming back.
Well, that was.
It also helps that
dead.
the Brit his British accent does sell.
When he goes, "Oh yes, I'm an American."
That was more
I was born
Irish,
here.
I think.
I was born here.
Yeah, it's about down the street,
Where'd you grow up? Massachusetts.
Like every kid did. You get a cup of tea in the morning, right? That's what we did, right? As a kid.
Beans on toast.
Yeah. Drink it with eat it with some Yorkshire pudding.
Like Americans
Americans do. I love hot dogs.
I'll turn you into a hot dog.
Right?
Oh god.
Oh god. All right, so let's talk about Kathleen Kennedy and we'll wrap up. Oh,
really? I was saying this, but we were talking so much. Favorite Jason Statham movie? That's like a movie that you just love watching over. I have one.
I don't know.
Transporter.
Really?
I really like the Transporter movie.
If Crank was interesting.
Crank was fun.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be my favorite because I don't.
It's not a movie I watch over and over again.
No, I think like one and done. I'd be like, okay, I need a break.
Well, go Sean. Do you have a movie?
I'm trying to. It's a Guy Ritchie one. I'm not sure if it
Wrath
is.
of Man.
Last Man.
Wrath of Man.
Wrath of Man.
Yeah, when he plays a gangster.
No, I thought it was Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That's the one I'm
that's the
thinking
one.
of.
Oh, I like Wrath of Man.
Or is it
Wrath?
Catch?
Yeah.
He's in Catch.
Snatch.
Or Snatch.
Snatch. He's in Snatch as well too.
Snatch, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Yeah, he was in quite a few.
I kind of like him as Hobbs.
The Mechanics is good.
Yeah.
Hobbs. Yeah.
I don't know which Fast and Furious was it where he was the main villain.
Oh, that was Fast.
That was 8.
That was 7.
7.
I'm not gonna lie, Death Race.
Oh, Death Race. Death Race
is a pretty
he
solid
was a good
choice.
Frankenstein.
And you have Luke King in it too.
You do.
That's true.
No hair, just bald.
I've always liked Wrath of Man. I've always watched it. Wrath of Man's really good. That's another Guy Ritchie movie he did. They have the best rendition of Johnny Cash song where it's the prison song.
Yeah.
It's a great rendition. So slow, so like epic and stuff like that.
Jason Statham's pretty solid.
But Beekeeper, he made it fun.
Beekeeper's-
Stupid concept.
That's
really
the thing.
fun.
The Beekeeper only works with Jason Statham.
It does.
I feel like Nicolas Cage is trying to do that, trying to capitalize on like action movies because he's doing another movie called The Surfer, and it's basically the same. It's a guy with a dark past. He gets into it and just kills people.
That's what happens when you're a 90s to early 2000s.
Did you guys see the Pig?
Action star.
Oh, the Pig was good.
The Pig was great.
You know what's funny? I thought Pig was gonna be like a movie like John Wick. But it doesn't.
No.
It's better.
No,
it's so much better.
I haven't
You
seen
think
it.
you know where it's going, and then
No, it's a good movie.
Okay.
All right,
Watch The Pig.
So,
I will.
Kathleen Kennedy, you guys ready?
You got 10
'Cause
minutes.
I know we all hate her so much. We all wish the worst on her.
Whoa! Stop!
I
no.
hope all of her sodas she drinks are flat for the rest of her life.
I hope she stubs her toe on everything.
It's a statement that you are only saying. We're not going to go that
I
far.
wish the worst. Unconfirmed reports have stated that Kathleen Kennedy is set to step down for her role as president of Lucasfilm by end of 2025. Insiders believe that the best candidate would be Kevin Feige. The other names such as Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have been tossed around. Per Deadline, Kennedy confirms that she will not be retiring from the industry, will still be producing several upcoming Star Wars projects, will more than likely stay at Lucasfilms to assist whoever takes over. Yeah, right. Has already started talking to Disney about succession plans, with an announcement finalizing the decisions coming in well over a year.
So
why was that a very
Yeah, I feel I don't know who keeps on pitching. I don't know who keeps pitching Kevin Feige. That's terrible.
So I kind of have a feeling that Kathleen, because she was quoted to say that she wants to keep making films until she dies. Great. Without a doubt, you got to put some respect on her name because she did help create a lot of good franchises.
She helped create Lucasfilm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, you know,
She was there-
she
was
came in when Lucasfilms was kind of on a downward trajectory. She lifted it up.
Yeah. She was a great producer.
Yes.
She is a great producer.
I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea that she said basically is like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna, when someone, you know, is gonna take over my job, I'm still gonna oversee everything that they see. So it just made me think of this whole thing in my head. You know me, when I hear stuff, I just think of a scenario, and I'm just thinking of like she's like sitting right there and stuff. It's like, okay, yeah, we got this new idea for the Star Wars movies. Like, oh wait, lead female, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. It's just like, oh, wait.
I was thinking of the Star Wars bit where it's like, put a chicken in it, make her name in
Well,
cake.
she kind of, she was one of the main reasons why they didn't do the Road Squadron movie with, what's her face's name?
With
the Wonder Woman director. Pete,
what?
No, what's her name?
Jensen
The Wonder Woman movie.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman movie. Yeah.
She's
the
Oscar
director.
winner, Oscar nominated, I think, for Little Women.
Yes.
Isn't she also like
or not Little
in a
Women.
family of filmmakers or something like that?
I think so. Jensen.
No, it's not Jensen. It's not Jensen.
Jekyll.
Anyway, while Sean looks that up,
starts with a J.
But no, here's my thing.
Greta Gerwig.
No, Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Look up the director for Wonder
She also
Woman
did the
84.
first one.
She also did the first one.
Yeah. But 84 is the most recent one.
But anyway, I would have to say I don't know why Kevin Feige keeps coming up.
Yeah.
The reason why Kevin
Feige
Feige but here's the reason why Kevin Feige works.
Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins. We're all just like it is.
Oh, Patty Jenkins! We are so sorry.
I knew there was a J somewhere.
No, we all knew it was like Jay, Jensen, Jackal,
Patty Jenkins.
Jacobson.
Patty
Okay,
Jenkins.
but here's the thing though.
Yes.
I feel the reason why the MCU worked with Kevin Feige is, for one, Kevin Feige's a really good producer. Two,
was a good producer.
but here's my thing. He was the nerd in the room.
He was.
Because he had a lot of that
just made me think of like high school and stuff. Like you're known as the nerdy kid, and like that's your only thing that like goes for you. And then there's like these cooler nerdy kids that come in. They're like everyone's
Xander from Buffy. That's it.
Yes. Like, but you get a room full of Xanders.
But that's the weird thing though, is that Kevin Feige he was doing Marvel movies when nobody was listening to the nerd.
Yeah.
In the room, going like, "Oh, we're gonna put them all in black," and then Kevin Feige was like, "Maybe we should put them in like their normal costumes." Shut up, Kevin! Go back to the corner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to this kids party after this. All right.
Yeah, and then nobody listened to him, and then some of these movies failed, and then he eventually got to a position where he was like, "Okay, let's just do the things I was always saying we should do."
And then Avengers happened.
And then that's how we get the Avengers. But we made some like solid
some good decisions were made.
Solid gambles.
Yes,
some solid gambles, and they worked out.
And then Winter Soldier happened.
I feel like Kevin Feige is not the nerd in the room when it comes to Star Wars.
He got tired. No, he got too much power in his head.
I think he became too studio.
That's a better way of putting it.
He sold out.
He's no longer, I am here to do what's best for the cinematic universe. I'm here to do what's best based on what the numbers say will make a good movie.
And I think that's the reason why his move towards Lucasfilms is the most appealing. It doesn't make sense creatively.
He's already right now. He's on a he's on that downward spiral in Marvel. It doesn't make sense to then go, hey, I know that you're not doing so great in Marvel. Why don't we just continue this into Star Wars that's already in a downward spiral?
But that's the thing.
Continue that spiral.
So here's kind of where I feel the studio heads are kind of thinking as to why Kevin Feige would work at Star Wars. Kevin Feige made money for Marvel, right? we're understanding that Marvel right now is not doing as well as it was before. But if you grab the concept of Kevin Feige being a successful producer that knows how to bring money to a studio, you bring in the fresh head Kevin Feige into Star Wars, you might make Star Wars the relevant product it was once before. Kathleen Kennedy has probably been she has too much fame, too much infamy inside of Disney that they probably are like, we're not going to let you leave. Just go and produce somewhere else.
I think, honestly, it just comes down to Disney at the end of the day.
It does.
In my opinion, because, what hurt Captain America Brave New World? The reshoots. And who wanted those reshoots? Feige, but at the end of the day, probably the studio as well, too.
The studio fought for it.
Yeah, because
Feige said, okay, fine. We'll get you. We'll give you the reshoots.
That's the thing. And it's just like, whenever something happens in the world, Disney or any studio that's involved with Disney immediately has to change the narrative of the movie of some sorts. It's happened countlessly after Force Awakens.
And you know what? And I feel it's very disappointing that Anthony Mackie keeps getting hit by these reshoot things, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier also got hit by reshoots that made that show suffer because of
they don't want to take the risk, because the thing is that they were mentioning Dave Filoni more than Jon Favreau as the successor to Kathleen Kennedy, right?
I think Dave is a great choice.
He is a great choice, but he's also the not safe choice. He's the safe choice creatively, because we understand that he could bring the narrative.
He's the apprentice, damn it.
He is the apprentice. We get that.
Yeah.
But Dave Filoni is like, he's a good guy. You just haven't seen his full potential yet. And I don't think Disney wants to risk it with him.
But I think that's what the Mandalorian movie is for.
There you go.
I think that's what the movie... I think because if they go, all right, Dave, you want the job? Show it to us. The movie's yours. You can do whatever the hell you want with it. You want creative control and to write this script, and you want to direct it, and you want to do everything else. The baby's yours. But if it fails, that's yours too. If it succeeds, then we'll talk.
If it fails, Dave Filoni has to give up his cowboy hat.
Ooh. No, dude, don't touch the man's cowboy hat.
They take it away. They take it away and burn it in front of him.
No, but I feel that Dave has such great goodwill with the fans.
He does, yeah.
And it's the same. It would be the same thing. I personally feel give that like you did for the DC universe. Give it to Favreau and give it to Filoni.
Yeah, split up the load.
Split up the load and say, okay, cool. Dave Filoni is the mind. He writes the scripts. He does everything else, and then Favreau is there to help produce and get things fun.
And it's funny that you mentioned the Mandalorian, because I was thinking about it. When was the last season of Mando? 2023.
2022.
Yeah.
No, it's been 3 years since the last season of Mando.
Yeah, it's been a while. I believe.
Some time, because we've had.
I would say it was 23.
Was it 23?
Was it season 3?
I'm looking for it right now. 20 air dates.
Because it was Boba Fett, then another season of Mando.
It might have been 3. It might have been.
I think it was 3. So
still almost 2 years though.
2 years, but even still, like, you haven't heard the Mandalorian movie being pushed out aggressively. Like, we need this movie done by 25.
Yeah.
They're giving Filoni his space and time to work on that film.
So then in that case, then that kind of goes off of what I was saying then earlier in the episode, where maybe they're reconstructing everything as of Marvel movies.
What happened, Sean?
October 30th, 2020 is when Mandalorian season 2 came out. October 30th.
So is there a season 3?
Yeah, there should have been.
Season 2 is with Luke.
Season 2 is with Luke, and then season 3 is
2023.
Okay, there we go. I thought it was crazy.
So it took a year. It took like a year and a half to come out.
Yeah, in the middle of 2 and 3, there was the Boba Fett series.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was. I feel like you're right. They're probably reconstructing, right, and they're allowing Mandalorian to kind of like bake as long as it needs to then start releasing the new things.
Yeah.
If Mandalorian does well, I think that Dave Filoni should be looked at as the next successor. Jon Favreau, I think, has his hands busy, and I think he gets bored with projects a little too quickly.
I think when he makes something and then it starts becoming a thing of its own.
No,
Jon Favreau's like a spark.
But I feel that Favreau loves the things he makes. Other people don't love Favreau for the things he makes. Like, the studio does not give him enough love for the things he makes.
No, of course not.
And then when he then goes back to then renegotiate and go, hey, I did an awesome job on that last movie. I would like to be compensated for my work.
They go like, no.
And then they go, man, it was really good working with you.
Right.
And then it's like,
man.
Just give me, I just want a bigger piece of the pie. Yeah, dude, we don't do that. That you made the mistake. You thought that's cute. That's cute. But
I was supposed to cross $100 million line. Listen, you didn't get our letter. Got lost in the mail. We actually need $200 million.
No, I feel like it's I feel like it's like that Dave Chappelle thing, where it's like, actually, I know you only needed to make $100 million, but you made $300 million.
You went over.
You went way too over. So now the contract is invalid, and it's like, what? What are you talking about?
It makes no sense.
But that's the thing, though, is that I feel with Dave Filoni is a solid choice. He is the person that studied under George. And I feel like he could bring the one thing that Star Wars has been missing, and that all of his shows and all of his other things have had. Yeah. And you can very much feel it when he's not a part of it.
Yeah,
the show lacks hope.
Yeah,
and that was what George Lucas even said when he told Filoni about it. When George Lucas left Clone Wars, and he was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this without George. Like, George was always there, and whenever I was stuck, I would just go to George, and then George then goes, keep hope. As long as you have hope inside the show's gonna be great, because that's what kids need. Kids need hope. This is meant for kids. But they lost that a long time ago, and then they pandered to a lot of different places, and they were just like, we'll get our community here.
They kept shooting shots in different directions.
Yeah, just shooting blindly with a shotgun, just going like, I'll eventually hit, and they never did. And that was the thing, though.
Yeah.
So I think that Dave Filoni is the right mind to put everything back together, to kind of like go, okay, cool, this is how we're going to do this. If they choose Favreau, I think they're on crack. I don't get it.
Just if it's Favreau, then I want the James Gunn, Peter Safran.
I mean, not Favreau, Feige. If it's Feige, I don't understand. Like that's hardcore business decision, and not about what's best for the franchise.
Yeah, you're just going a cheaper route.
The stakeholders.
Yeah.
Yeah, people aren't, because right now is a time for, we need to start making some. You guys need to start gambling. We need to start making some more gambles, because that's what got us here. And I feel like that's the problem, is that these studios forgot what got them to the point where they are. Star Wars was a gamble. The Marvel Cinematic Universe, a gamble. We need to take more risks and not worry so much about who we're going to offend and who we're going to isolate. We just need to make a good product, and people will come.
I agree. Alrighty. Should we wrap up this issue?
Yeah.
All right. Guys, thank you so much for joining us here at issue 237. Don't forget to check out our website, keepingupwiththenerds.com. Socials, Instagram, Facebook, xmen.com. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/keepingupwiththenerds. Check out our audio platform, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean, now on YouTube Music. Does anyone else have anything to say before we wrap up the show? No, you're good?
I'm good.
Yeah, solid?
It is what it is.
Sean? No?
I'm good.
Contemplating? Thinking? Happy?
Tired.
Nah.
Just
Makes
tired.
sense.
We're all tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us here, guys. Sean, you want to take it out?
Yes, this has been Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 1,
2, 3, 7.
237.
Yes.
You're Sean.
I'm Sean.
My name is Bryan.
I'm Evie.
We'll see you guys next
See
time.
you all next time.
Bye.
What the hell happened there?
You